Did everybody have a good Thanksgiving? Did everybody feel blessed? Did everybody feel grateful? Well, this is that time where we do cast away all those things that just cloud our spirit, cloud our judgment, cloud our thought, and certainly cloud our words. This is a day where we affirm that we have the opportunity to experience freedom. We have the luxury of forgiving. And in that process of forgetting, we let go of all the things that we've labeled as negative, detrimental, things that seem to hold us back. But it's really only the thoughts of those things that hold us back. So throughout this Advent season, I know we're going to impress upon you your capacity to raise up, to rise up, to level up to where you're supposed to be. So can we do an affirmation? You know, I don't like affirmations. That's right, I love them. But can we do this in a powerful way this morning? Repeat after me. I'm filled with the spark of divine hope. My faith fuels me with divine certainty. Certainty beyond a shadow of a doubt. I trust the divine process guiding my life always and forever. You may be seated. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, social media surfing, and all I saw was click the link below. Click the link below. Anybody saw that? Click the link below and find unbelievable deals, unbelievable thrills, once in a lifetime opportunity. This will not come your way again. Click now. The urgency, the intensity of that moment, when you get that message, click the link below, comma, Michael, now. I think we have a season that provides an opportunity, but you've got to click in mentally now. This is Advent season, the greatest opportunity of the year. Now, Advent isn't just about the wreaths, the candles, and the Christmas carols, although I love all three. And I know I love me some Christmas lights and some blow-up characters. But it's also about awakening, anticipation, and action. Can we say those triple A's? Awakening, anticipation, action. Now, somebody missed one of those. So let's repeat it so they can get it. Awakening, anticipation, and action. Somebody shout, get ready. I'm ready to get ready, to be ready, to stay ready for my opportunity. Now remember, this season is more than just the scene, nativity scene, where we see the baby Jesus in the manger being born. And we call it the miracle, right? The miracle moment in the manger. And we're all familiar with this, right? We've seen it as a child. And now we see it as adults, captured in our mind, in our imagination, in our spirit forevermore. But this manger, it's really you. The manger, the vessel, the vehicle for the Christ renewal in you makes you the manger. Problem is, if you recall, the manger was a place that was cluttered. It was not a place to birth something new. If that manger is really you, then we got to clear out space to make it presentable for a miracle. Now, are there some things that you need to remove, some clutter that needs to be cast away for you to birth something new? That's the question for you this morning. Are you open for something new? Or are you still cluttered? We spend a lot of time talking about release and let go. But have you done that yet? The conversations, the words that you speak are an indicator of how much clutter and chaos that you're in right now. No matter how good you look, how good you smell, there's still something that's a little bit unavailable. You are the manger. It's supposed to be getting ready to birth something new. Advent, the season of renewal, restoration. But now I ask you, could Advent mean I am willing to use hope to venture forward into the unknown with the facts of faith fixated in my mind? Think about that word Advent. What if it falls short? And what if you just add a couple more letters and say Advent means adventure? Yes. Adventure means I must be open to something new, to taking a risk, getting away from my old self, my old habits, my old way of being, of speaking. What if it's that moment right now where we say Advent provides the opportunity for an adventure, but am I willing to use hope to venture forward into the unknown? How many of you are afraid to venture into the unknown? How many of you cling on to today the same as it was yesterday because you're afraid of the unknown? How many of you stay too long in a place, in a job, in a relationship, too long as is, knowing that it no longer serves your best interests, your best hope, your best admiration? What if we said, with the facts of faith fixated in my mind, I move forward? What do you need to know? You need to know the facts of faith that should be fixated in your mind, right? Am I right? Do you know the facts of faith? And then there's silence. Somebody said maybe. What are the facts, Rev? I'm glad you asked. Fact is, in the spirit of hope and faith, hope is that thing that says something extraordinary is coming. And I'm hopeful that it'll happen. But faith says it's already done. How can you have the scenario saying something extraordinary is about to happen, is coming, then the other side of you says it's already done? Can you live like that? I've learned to live like that. And that's why you see my teeth so much. They had a questionnaire where I worked, and they said, what do you know about Glenn? He has a lot of teeth, and he's willing to show them to you. And it's because something keeps telling me something extraordinary is coming. And then I believe it's already done. It's hope and faith. But let's not go too soon with this. Have you ever thought, God, I just don't understand what's happening? You ever had that moment? Things are just turning up in your life. Maybe turning upside down. And you're saying, God, I just don't understand what's happening in my life. Why me? Why now? And then you ask God for that special moment of a blessing. And God requires patience. And you make a pledge to God. God, I'll wait for you. God, I'll be patient. God asks you to demonstrate patience. And so you're just driving on your way to Renaissance Unity for Sunday service. And then the patience is tested because every light you come to, it turns red on you. And all of you, suddenly you realize, I'm being tested. And then the question becomes when you want something bigger. Can I wait and not be tired by waiting? Can I still have faith in the midst of friction? How much time can I let go without letting go of hope and faith? You ever been there before? Where hope and faith are being tested. And you don't know if you can stand the test of time before the blessing, the miracle arises. But then you think to yourself, Lord, there's something different about you than me. Now, I know we're co-creating this experience called life, but there's something different about you. And so we turn to Isaiah 55:8, and it says something there. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways. Can we read that together? For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Can somebody say God's plan is better? God's plan is bigger. God's plan is bolder. Now think about that. We keep asking for a little bit. Little trinkets, little morsels, just a baby step forward. And God is saying, I got something bigger, something better, something bolder. If you will just take off the training wheels. Take off the training wheels and trust yourself to be able to come on this journey and take the ride of a lifetime and have the adventure of a lifetime if you just let go of the familiar. See, hope is the beginning. It's the spark that whispers to you, something good is on the horizon. Something good could happen. Hope simply opens the door to possibilities. Possibilities are the potential if you're willing to understand how potent you are. How many times do we stop simply at hope? And how many times do we give the answer after prayer? Did you pray? Did you pray well? Did you pray? to the God Almighty, the God of the universe, the creator of everything. And then someone asks you about your prayer, and they say, I see it for you. And you say, I hope so. I hope so. I hope it happens. See, hope is just the possibility, the potential. But when we understand that God's thoughts are not our thoughts, God's ways are not our ways, we understand God doesn't deal in hope. God deals totally in faith, because faith is real. And the challenge for you is to faith your future. Can we say that together? Faith my future. Now, when we have that, Advent is calling us into a situation of hope. Why did we pair hope and faith together? If God doesn't believe in the hope, because there's a greater step beyond just simply hope. I hear that word so often. Hope. I hope, I hope, I hope. I think it was the 7 dwarfs who talked about that. I hope, I hope, I hope. Does anybody say that word repetitively? I hope. It's part of your vocabulary and you just can't shake it loose because it's just a habit. But every time you go down that road of saying, I hope, I hope, I hope, instead of I'm faithing my future, you negate your power. I want you to get this morning. This is a teachable moment here. This is a teachable moment, so you're going to have to go back and watch this again and take copious notes. Because you're negating your power. You want to live in full power, don't we? The reason why most of us are caught in this abyss of sitting and waiting, because we're stuck on hope. You see that? Most people are hoping that good things happen. Most people are praying that good things happen. In the hope, by the way, hope comes my way. I see all the good coming to Portia. I see all the good coming to Deborah. But I hope some good things come to me. Let me lay on this point this morning, because this reminds me of a young girl who was instructed by an angel, Gabriel, that you're going to have a baby. It's not going to be with a man, it's going to be with a spirit. How crazy does that sound? But how many times do you have those moments where you feel like a miracle wants to manifest, but it seems like it's too big for you to handle? But the angel said, do not be afraid. Mary, you have found favor with God. And so in that scenario, I imagine Mary still to be shocked. I imagine Mary saying, am I really the chosen one? I imagine Mary saying, for real? Me? I'm just a little old ordinary girl, and you're saying that you've appointed me, anointed me for a divine assignment. Have you ever had that situation where the opportunity is before you, the offer is before you, but in your mind you're wondering, can I handle it? Can I handle the responsibilities of something big? Can I change my pattern now? Can I release and let go? Can I just turn and walk away from everything that's familiar to me now? See, in the comfort, there's confinement. When we find comfort that doesn't let us move forward, we're confined to it. Do you see it? What if you went to the doctor and the doctor said, let go of this eating style that you have. Don't drink it anymore. Don't eat it anymore. What if you really got tired of that job and say, I think I can do more. I think I'm worth more. So I'm just going to let it go. But how many of us feel confined? Hope is the spark of possibility. Are y'all with me? Do you understand where we're going? This Advent season, don't be afraid. You have found favor with God. That's the mindset that we have to have. Do not be afraid. You have found favor with God. How many of you believe that you're highly favored? How many of you live like you know that you know that you know that you're favored? Let's hands to the actualization of what we believe. I'm blessed and highly favored. When somebody tries to tell me something different, when somebody tries to tell me the odds of me doing something different, I walk away. Have a nice day, Brett. Love you, but can't be attached to you anymore. Because the words you speak are a foreign language that go against all the principles, all the practices that are in my life. I love you. But this time, it has to be a distance. Stay where you're at, but I'm walking forward. You understand it? This is a message for somebody who's tied down to some habit, to some person. It could be a family member, a friend, a coworker. It's a mindset, group thinking, collective thinking. That stinking thinking doesn't serve you good. And so the spark of hope is there. Emmett Fox says, there is no limit to the good that is yours, for there is no limit to the good that God is. What does this mean when we say that? Can we read it together? There is no limit to the good that is yours, for there is no limit to the good that God is. If God is good and all the time, and I'm part of God, I'm one with God, then why am I not thinking of myself as good all the time? Good to the last drop. As Maxwell House used to say, good to the last drop. This means, though, when we think about it, it sparks the belief in infinite possibilities. That's where I want us to go this season. Infinite possibilities. Anything is possible. Anything. But I want you to be active in this process. I want you to think of what you want. What's the thing that you want to manifest? What is it? What is it? Thomas Merton says, you do not need to know precisely what is happening or where it is all going. What you need to recognize is the possibilities and challenges offered by the present moment, and to embrace them with courage, faith, and hope. Look at that. What did I tell you in Isaiah? My thoughts are not your thoughts, neither my ways are your ways. And so when you sit there and you're trying to figure it out, I'm just saying, you do not need to know precisely what is happening or where it is all going. What you need is to recognize the possibilities and the challenges offered by the present moment and to embrace them with courage, faith, and hope. Hope is that spark of possibility. Can we say that hope? It's a spark of possibility. So that means my hope opens the door to new possibilities, and my faith gives me confidence to move forward. Faith says, I don't need to know. I don't need to see it to believe it. I know it's already done. Faith is not blind. I want you to understand that this morning. Faith is not blind. You hear people say all the time, I'm just following blind faith. I'm going into it blindly. You probably said it yourself, didn't you? Blind faith. But blind faith doesn't exist. Faith is anchored in divine certainty. Faith is grounded in divine certainty. Now, what does certainty mean? Is the question. Grounded in divine certainty. Faith, grounded in divine certainty. Now, we misuse this term faith. We talked about that before. I got faith. I believe. But faith is grounded in certainty. There's a guarantee to faith if your faith is real. It means I'm willing to move forward because I'm certain that my faith is strong and is grounded in the practices, the principles, and the rules that govern us. What does this mean? Faith means that the God, the Christ that's in you is infinite, good, perfect, and always beyond the human comprehension. The human mind can't comprehend what's possible when we say something is possible. You understand that? And you don't have to lean on to your own understanding or what we most often do. We lean on someone else for our blessing. And we put the burden, we shift the burden to them when the power rests right inside of us. God's thoughts, God's ways are not our ways. This is like having a GPS system. You turn on the GPS and you follow it. And it's taking you somewhere where you've never been and you think to yourself, this can't be right. This can't be right. I'm going down side streets, rough roads, but the GPS is telling me, keep going. Your destination is near. You ever had that situation? You know this can't be the right way. I never heard of this street, and I know it's a main street up the way, but the GPS is telling me to turn right. And I get on this road, and it's a rough road, and my car is vibrating. This can't be right. The road is too rough for me to get to my destination. The GPS has to be more sensitive to my needs, my capacity, my emotions, my vehicle. So it can't be taking me down a rough road, right? But then something happened. All of a sudden, smooth terrain happens. All of a sudden, you see your destination. And all of a sudden, you realize that that GPS was right. But all I'm saying this morning is that your faith can lead you down many paths. And the road may be rough, the road may be shaky, the road may be dark, the road may be questionable, but you keep going in a spirit of faith, total faith. That's my life. The dark places. You know my past. All the deaths were all about not turning back, but moving forward. What can I extract from my mother's life, my father's life, my brother's life, my twin's life, that can give me guidance to move forward. There's lessons along the journey, but it's faith that keeps us going. Korean Ten Boom says, never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. Now, when you think about that, my question becomes, and I'm going to have the audacity to ask you this today. I'm going to offend some people this morning, Brett. Some people are never coming back to hear me again after I ask this question, Brett. But I'm going to ask it anyway this morning. The question becomes, when I say never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God, how well do you know God? How well do I know God? Because if I know God well, I can walk in total faith and not have to see it. My senses don't have to experience, but I just keep walking and walking in total faith because I know God. Because God is me, one with me. And so I just keep on moving forward. Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God. Lean not onto your own understanding, but lean onto the Christ, the God that is in you, that you know God is present, God is love, and God loves me so much that God would never leave me alone. God would never forsake me. God will always pave the road for me to move forward. God is the best GPS that I've ever had. And that's my story, and that's what I'm sticking to. I want to leave you with something. It's hope. It's hope. Whole optimistic possibilities every day. That's hope. That's the true hope that we're supposed to walk into the future with. Hope. Whole optimistic possibilities every day, no matter what you see, no matter what you sense. Know that there's hope. And when we pair that hope with faith, we can do all things through the Christ in us that strengthens us for the journey forward. And so I ask you this morning, is anybody ready for their manger moment? Are you ready for your manger moment? That moment. But it seems like nothing's working out. There's no room for me to have, to be, to do what I want. And nobody seems to be making allowances for me. Are you ready for your manger moment? Where you say, I don't care if they haven't made room. I'm going to clear out a space in my manger, my heart, my soul, my mind, my body, my spirit. I'm going to create a space for a miracle. I'm going to create a mindset that allows me to invite new experiences, new possibilities. I'm going to turn away all my holding on to those things that no longer serve me. I'm ready for my manger moment. And I create the space for that to happen. This is Advent season. The time where we open up to hope and faith. This is bigger than just the Mary and Joseph experience. They were just teaching us to open up for a miracle. Just close your eyes right now. And just think about it. If I made room in the manger of my heart and my soul, my mind, my spirit, what would I want to be born in that free space, that freed up space? What would I want to birth? What new thing would I want to experience? What kind of love would I want? What kind of prosperity would I want? What kind of health would I want? What kind of relationship would I want? What kind of career would I want? Make room. Imagine it. Hope for it. And faith your future forward. Advent is more than just remembering. Advent is becoming. Trust. Believe. And move forward. With your eyes closed, just repeat after me. God, the Christ consciousness in me is always higher. God, the Christ consciousness in me, plans are greater than me. God, the Christ consciousness in me always promises me good. You can open up your eyes and please stand. Let's do one of the shortest affirmations in my history. But it's short because it has to be powerful. And it's got to be something that you hold in your heart and your hand as you journey forward. Let's say it my way. I walk in hope. I rise in faith. I trust that God is guiding my every step. This Advent season, I enter into a conscious mindset to make room in my manger for hope, for faith, for peace, for love, and for joy. And so it is, and so it shall be for me and me to receive, always and forever. Amen. Renaissance Community, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thanks for having me this morning.